With us today is Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse-Oliver. Thank you so much for being with us.
Me too.
So this primary election had unexpectedly high turnout, almost 40% of eligible voters and a huge number of absentee ballots, almost 250,000. All of that was a big surprise. But, you know, because the local election officials had to mail out all of these absentee ballots, they must have had a pretty good idea how much were coming back in, and yet the count was delayed in 5 counties. And so what happened? Why were they not prepared?
Well, I think that's a good question. I think that, of course, we all had an awareness since even before the cases of COVID were first detected here in New Mexico that we were going to need to try and push absentee voting for this election. It's something we started talking about way back in late February or early March. However, I think it's really important to note that running an election during a pandemic is not something that any of us has done before. And of course, there have been so many challenges along the way in trying to ensure not only that this record number of ballots was mailed out and received back, but that also every single process which county clerks normally manage without having to have the concerns around social distancing and PPE and making sure that you have a board of individuals that is safe to participate, that's not in a high-risk group. It affected staffing. It affected the ability for clerks to maintain continuity of their plans throughout the entire process of the election. So this really was a situation where you had so many different things coming to a head all at the same time that I think it did catch some clerks unawares towards the end as to where they were in the process.
We do have, you know, sort of an accommodation for crazy events like this. All of the counties had since Friday to start counting those absentee ballots. The ones that sent out the most had 2 weeks to start counting those. Santa Fe had that extra time. Is that not enough?
No, it's enough time. I think, you know, as I said, having this be the first time that so many different factors and conditions came into play, I do think that it was difficult for clerks to try to plan and manage and make sure that they got, you know, all their ducks in a row, so to speak, in time. And I think that, you know, it's hard. You know, I was a county clerk for 10 years, as you know, Gwyneth, and unless you've done something before, unless you've had a situation occur before, unless you've dealt with the kind of volume of ballots that these clerks were having to deal with this time, it is actually kind of hard to know exactly what to do in those situations. And I think that county clerks were sort of relying on their experience and knowledge of how they've managed things in the past and really counting on that to carry them through in the final days. And I think what we've all learned from that, and certainly something that we will be talking about over the course of the summer as we plan for the general, and that I will be reiterating as we go forth, is to make those plans to start well in advance. Even if you end up having downtime, even if you end up having a period of time where you're not doing anything, it's better to start as early as you can.
In Taos, the county clerk sent out about 7,800 absentee ballots, got back about 6,500. The folks working to count those ballots got so stressed out and tired, they went home and said they weren't doing it anymore. Oh, how can we prevent something like that in the future?
That's right. In fact, I was there in the Secretary of State's office just before midnight when we got the call from the Taos County Clerk letting us know what was happening, and we were working with her to try to help manage the situation. The reality is, at the end of the day, these are very long days for these poll workers. It's a very hard job. It is very stressful. We will be working with Taos and, again, all the other counties moving forward to make sure that they are planning out well in advance, especially if there are a limited number of poll workers. We do know, for example, that many counties experienced last-minute cancellations, folks who just didn't show up to do the job. You know, these are all volunteers, essentially. You do get paid to work the polls or to help with absentee, but ultimately it's a volunteer job. And so a lot of people really just decided at the last minute that they weren't going to follow through. So also making sure that we have a really good backup system in place to ensure that we have enough workers to help processing these ballots in November is going to be very important.
Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse Oliver, thank you so much.
My pleasure.